we live? I hope we're live. I think we're good. Had some errors show up on the screen. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. Well, it's 11:20. I think I'm a little bit earlier than I was with the last one, but I'm still late. Should be able to get 4 reveals done today, and then I'll do the other 3 tomorrow. I think that's how it's going to work out. This is going to be a 1954S roll here. 1954S machine wrapped roll. Outside coins look nice. My guess is good as yours. Your guess is good as mine as to what's inside. Hopefully we've got a nice roll full of nice coins. Maybe a few RPMs. A couple of double dies maybe. There's a nice double die obverse to watch for. This is an old Verge Marshall roll. Probably came from an original bag. And here we go. Coin number 1. We go to DN. Coin number 1 to DN. Let's see what we got going on here. Well, nothing here so far anyway. No RPM. No doubling on the obverse. 54S is not one of the issues. It's characteristic for having double die reverses, although we are going to take a quick look at the first 10 coins in the roll on the reverse side. There's everybody. Hello, Robert Wookich. Or that could be Wookik. And Eric, David, Carl, Bill, doing great. I'm alive and kicking. Woke up this morning. That's a good thing. Here's Mr. Fletcher. Yeah. This one is also not an RPM. No hub doubling either. I'd be looking around the outside edges of the letters in God We Trust for DDO number 1. There are a couple of other arguably very minor double dies that might show in and around the area of the 4 of the date. I don't know if there's any listed for 54S, but 54D definitely has a couple listed. These are nice, bright, shiny coins. And that's a interesting looking little die break chip coming off the 5 there. I was thinking we could have an RPM, but we don't as it appears. I don't see any doubling on the serifs. So for this one, we'll just keep moving along for now. It's a little die chip off the B of Liberty, creating what appears could be the beginning of a bi die break. Interesting bit of doubling on the Y of Liberty. That looks like it's machine doubling, though. Hello, Jessica. And let's see what else we have here, if anything. Well, nothing happening where we can see it. That's number 3 now from Mike Birchman. Coin number 4. Yo, man. Nothing going on here. And nothing on the reverse. Hello, 710 is well upside down. And here's one for Mr. Walters. Oof. No die varieties in this roll so far. Yeah. This one I do believe is kind of a really minor RPM, but I'm going to skip it because it doesn't look like it's listable. So what I see looks like just a hairline little split right there at the end of the lower mint mark, but that could also be part of that hit in the center of the mint mark. So I'm going to skip this one. Take a look at the reverse real quick. And we have stains. Stains on the coin. Very late die state. And otherwise rather very uninteresting appearing. Here's from Malcolm. And again, not a variety factor here. And nothing on the reverse either. What else we have? Coin number 7, Yo Man. About time we start hitting something if there's something in here. Not going to be this coin. Happy birthday, Mr. Leapline. 56 years. He got me by a couple. Let's see here. Not finding much exciting here. Seems like just a normal roll. Nice BU coins, but otherwise nothing special. Here's number 9 for Jim Fletcher. Number 9. There is an RPM. Wee, pretty. Nice RPM for Jim. Got little concentric die scratches all around the face. Mint mark's very close to the 5 of the date. See if there's anything on the reverse that we need to see. Oh, a whole bunch of up and down, north and south die scratches, gouges. A little bit of a squared off lamination there. Lamination peel. Just a little tiny one. Okay, so we got a whole bunch of vertical die scratches on the reverse. That's going to be on this one that goes to Jim. Now, coin number 10, Yo Man. And Yo Man's coin is not an RPM. And not a double die obverse. This will be the last reverse we check. A little hit on the rim. Got no hub doubling there. Now coin number 11. Farm Dog. Let's see what we get for Farm Dog. There's another RPM for you right there. Looks like the same RPM as before. Concentric die scratches around the face. We've got the mint mark rather close to the 5 of the date. Do have a scratch down inside the vest that we could be looking for. A couple in the coat too. Die gouges around the L of Liberty. Looks like this might be a regular visitor to the roll now. Which wouldn't hurt my feelings any. Nice for everybody to get an RPM out of this. Penny Hoarder. Let's see what Penny Hoarder comes out with. Well, that's interesting. A little bit of a right direction RPM there, off to the right a little way from where it should normally be. It's rather common though, actually, when you when you come right down to it. Anytime the mint mark is beneath the date, to the right of the vest, and inside the rim, it's in the right place. So it could be way down here and it's still in the right place. It could be way over here and it's still in the right place. Most of them typically come out in this general area right here. But because they were added by hand to the dies, there is no exact location where the mint mark should be. There's that one for Penny Hoarder. Nice coin, just not a die variety. Next up, Mr. Hampton. Oh, he's going to get the same die as before. We can tell that because of this die damage over here on the vest. That was there on the last one. So we've got nothing there. Now number 14, Eric. Well, just a minor continuation on the dry spell here. Looks like we don't have anything with this coin. However, it is a nice earlier die state, so even something minor should show up pretty well. Just got nothing going on there. Let's take a look at the reverse for him. Nope. Normal 1954S Lincoln cent. Number 15, Mr. McBride. And we have an RPM. You can see it right up here. You can see it right out here. And you can see it right down here. Hello, Shantanu. When a mark is a PMD versus a planchet issue. Okay. Nearly always, the difference between a planchet issue and PMD is going to be that PMD will actually have a splash out next to whatever mark it is, because you're actually moving metal to create a dig in the coin. So if you're moving metal, it's going to raise up around the edges, kind of like a crater. With anything done at the mint during the strike of the coin, that will not occur because the die is there to hold everything in place while that damage is being done to the planchet, or whatever is being done to the planchet, or if the planchet's already damaged before it goes in there. You're going to notice that because there won't be any splash out around where the coin is, or around where the mark is on the coin. Here's number 17, Mr. Fletcher. As soon as I find a struck through or something like that, I'll talk a little bit more about it. A lot of these ones that are actually hits on the coin are too shallow to really see very well what we're looking for, but they're obviously hits just because of the way they look. They just don't look like something that was caused to the planchet prior to the strike. Here's one of your examples right here. You can see right here there's a hit. Right there it splashes out just a little bit. You can see a shadow there. That shows you that this is a piece of metal that is raised on both sides. So you're raised over here to get to the peak, and then you go back down over here. So it looks almost like a mountain. If that were done while the coin was in chamber, that would not have occurred. The rim would be totally flat right there. If it had been something on the planchet prior to the minting of the coin, the design would not have been affected in this manner. See how it bowed outward here? Your design would not happen like that if it were a true planchet flaw. Now, planchet flaws are typically going to be breaks in the planchet. Another planchet error is a miscut planchet, whether it be a curved clip, a straight clip, a ragged clip, elliptical clip. There's a number of different kinds of clipped planchets. But those, once again, you don't have enough metal to completely fill in the entire strike of the coin. So around the edges of the flaw, the anomaly, you're going to see the design become weak. You're not going to see anything standing out further than what you would expect to see on that particular issue. I'm having a little bit of an issue, boys and girls. I'm almost unable to see right now. I have these things that are called ocular migraine, and they don't hurt. There's no pain, but the center of my vision becomes completely blurred out and basically blind in the very center, and I'm quite ineffective right now. I'm going to try to continue this roll and try to finish it up. But basically what happens is, and this is a rather common thing, a lot of people have these and they're not diagnosed. But it's well, here, let me try to, while I'm going blind, I may as well try to just show you what I've got going on. Let me because I can't really look at any coins right now. We'll just take a little shove off on the show for just a minute here, and I will bring up a an ocular migraine video. Okay, migraine visual aura is what this is called. And this is how it happens. This is how it occurs. And this is what it looks like. As you'll notice, the center part of the vision is just going away. It's really weird how I'm looking through one of these to watch this video. That's strange. But this is what it looks like to me right now as I sit here talking to you, is that my vision is going away. These usually last anywhere between 5 and 15 minutes. Sometimes they can last up to an hour. Sometimes they completely block out your vision altogether. Sometimes they move around like this one. This one appears to be like moving way off to the right, and then it'll move up to the top and move over to the center and then move to the bottom, and sometimes it'll just go away and sometimes it doesn't. And there's no real good explanation for why these occur. But yeah, mine typically they grow. Basically what happens is the very center of my vision just totally goes away. It goes out completely, and I can't see pretty much anything right in front of me. Everything I see is peripheral. And then just like that video showed, it kind of moves off to the side, one side or the other, and sometimes it swims all the way around and it comes full circle. Sometimes it doesn't. It's the vision is almost the same as like you're going to pass out. How you see stars and it's really weird looking, except that you feel fine. I feel fine. There's no problem. I just can't see. So it'll come back here in a few minutes, and we'll be back to doing things as normal. I'm going to attempt to continue here. Stop me if I miss anything. But I may be a little bit slow at doing this, but I'm trying to use more peripheral vision to check these coins. No, it doesn't generally ever flicker on me. It does occur with me. It's sometimes it's stress driven. Sometimes it's not, and it's really hard to tell exactly when it's going to come on. But with me, it's it's really kind of hard to tell when it's going to happen. It just does. And when it comes on, sometimes I can be relaxing. Sometimes I can be in the middle of the heat of battle working on something. Sometimes it happens when I'm working on graphics. Sometimes it just happens when I'm watching TV. Sometimes it happens when I'm just staring at the backyard. It doesn't have to have any particular trigger. And with me, these most commonly occur during the middle of the day, just like it is right now. Most commonly, they almost completely blind me before they go away. I don't want to spook anybody, but just to let you know why I'm running a little bit slow here is, well, I'm fighting very hard to see your coins. And sometimes that just makes it worse. No, I don't think it's related to a stroke. Their ocular migraine is what they're called. There's no surgery or anything that can be done. There's no medication for it. There's no cure. There's no treatment. Yeah, just live through it. Just like with your typical migraines. Wow, Larry got a hold of this one hard. Yeah, Larry mashes chocolate fingers all up over this one. Now, these ocular migraines did not start until after I had a TIA one time, which I don't remember the words for that, but it's like trans something ischemic or something. I don't remember. Anyhow, what it is basically a mini stroke. I had that in August of 2008. And neurologist after neurologist later, spinal taps and all sorts of things, they couldn't figure out what was going on. So basically wrote it off to your brain's working a little weird. Don't worry about it. Okay. My brain works a little weird. Everything about me works a little weird. As I see a lot of you out there saying, join the crowd. Oof. Man, things gotten to a point now where I can't read the chat. Sorry. I can't see enough to read the chat. I've got this huge monitor here with this picture all blown up, and I can see it across the entire monitor, and that kind of helps me because I've got pretty good peripheral vision. But when it comes to the pinpoint of being able to read, that just isn't going to happen right now. Unfortunately, I'm sorry for anyone typing in the chat to me. I guess kind of makes it impossible for me to know if I'm missing anything, so I better be as good on my P's and Q's as I can to catch everything here. There's an RPM. There we go. That's another one of the RPMs that we've been capturing. So I'm going to pull this one off. That's for sure. This one goes to Frank. Frank P. I'm stacking all the RPMs together from this roll because I'm just not going to be able to pick them out one from the other. See something at the bottom of this. Okay, that's what it was. Seeing a rather nice size die gouge going on inside the date here. It's kind of cool. Doesn't really amount to much of anything, but it's kind of cool. Yes, these completely disable me from driving. In fact, I've been disabled from walking down the hallway before because I didn't want to hit anything, so I just sat in the hallway until it went over. Say bye-bye. I'm back to normal when I'm back to normal. I'm going and have me a drink of water and take a look around at the world again. And voila, I can see. Right now, it's kind of in its waning period. I liken it to kind of like a tornado. When a tornado is getting old, it starts to do what they call rope out. It's because the column is not supportive, not highly supportive anymore of the vortex that creates the tornado, and it starts to get real thin and wispy. Thing is, though, it can still do damage. And so my ocular migraine here is starting to get thin and wispy, but it's still blinding me. Blinded by the light could never be more true. That's not an RPM. Oh. Well, this doesn't seem to be subsiding. So this may be one of the longer term ones. Trust me, Mike, my sugar is down. I'm taking 3 different medications to control sugar. That plus I'm not eating any sugar. So what few starches are entering my body and getting in there, creating sugar, my pills are taken care of, because my typical blood sugar at this point is down to about 125, which is about normal. If I wasn't taking the medication, it would be over 300. But really, this isn't that big of a deal. It just isn't. But it does tend to really kind of screw up a live show. And trying to do your thing, and your thing involves vision. Right now it looks like the gateway arch. It's an arch going straight across the middle of my vision up at the top. So the left and the right are taken out, and the upper is taken out, but the center is okay at this very moment. Here's number 34 to Carl. Mr. Carl. Nothing there. I think I'm going to take a half an hour after this. Half an hour to an hour. Let's see if I can get this stuff to clear out. And then I'll come back and start broadcasting again. Watch your notifications. Or just watch out for me. Either or. I don't believe that I can do a really good job right now. And I don't want to miss anything. And I don't want to leave anything out. Nope, it's got nothing to do with blood pressure. I've already had all this checked. It's completely neurological. It has nothing to do with conditions in your body. Not if you're having the same thing I do, which is a true ocular migraine. It's completely fired by your brain. It has nothing to do with blood pressure. It has nothing to do with the whole vision like you're going to pass out is completely it's all regulated to the vision. It has nothing to do with how you feel. It's not blood pressure related. It's not blood sugar related. It's not something I ate. And, well, I'm not crazy. My mother had me tested. I just can't see. Okay, I don't know if this is something we're going to want to even explore, but there's a little doubling next to the T. You see that? A little bit of doubling to the just to the left of the first T. This little stick right here. That's all I can see on there. Forgive me for not putting things where you think they should be, but that's where I can see them. See, and I also have a corresponding little bit of doubling on the 4. The 4 and the T on this one. So I'm going to pull this out. There's a decent chance this is a minor doubled die. It's as good as any doubled eyelid I've seen. So this is going to go to Mike Birchman. And we will have to check the remainder of the roll for that, because that's something I could have easily missed during this particular period in my condition. So we call it a condition. Yes, it's a condition. There's a lower split serif. Minor, minor, minor. Very minor. I don't think we're going to be able to do anything with this. Okay, so my blindness is getting worse now. It's floated back to the middle, and it's expanded. Wow. I may end up having to take the rest of the afternoon. This is just weird. Well, we've got some nice die scratches going on here, but they're not RPM related. It was interesting, though. No doubled I, not DDO number 1, and not an RPM. That's from Mr. Dosmas. And Penny Hoarder. Yeah, in some way, this is related to eye strain. Because that would typically, when I do have them, they're during cases of eye strain where I'm reading or trying to look something up or trying to do graphics or trying to do something like this, looking through a microscope, and generally stopping that action for a while helps the situation, kind of makes it go away. So I'm going to finish this show, and then I'm going to probably take at least 30 minutes, possibly an hour, maybe even longer, to try to get over this and get myself to a point that I can see well enough to do the shows again. Try to take a lunch, get something in my gullet, and see what happens. Just checking this one just to be checking. Just because I can, and it's free, and, well, nobody can tell me no. I have the power. Let's see. Here's Go Wi-Fi, coin number 42. Let's see. Well, this one's got that nice little filling in the 9, but it doesn't have much of anything else, I'm pretty sure. No, sir. Late die state. Not one of the prettier coins that we've found in this roll so far. There's coin number 43 now. 43 for Adam Connor. I'm sorry, this one's Adam Chambers. I've got these coded that way to help me. It's got a little hit on the S. Not an RPM. Not an RPM. You have a great day, Tim. I'm feeling fine. I'm doing great. My problem is just the annoyance of being blind. It doesn't help my situation any. It'll go away. They always do. And generally I feel just fine for them after they're over. Looking at the screen, my microscope is flashing now. It's flashing beautiful, purples and yellows and blues. Yay. Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. I mean, I've always had a pretty good attitude about these things. They don't cause any pain. That's an RPM for sure. It's got a hit on it, but it's definitely an RPM. There it is on the outer part of the S. Nice RPM too. This one's going to be different from the other ones that we found in the roll so far. Oh, let's see. Number 46, Bob Hampton. Mr. Hampton, what do you have? Well, it looks to me like it's a normal coin so far. Yes. It's a normal one. Now number 47. 47 for Mr. Marshall. Oh, Mr. Hampton. Hey, there's an RPM. Another nice one. You see it down there on the lower part and on the upper serif. A little bit on the inside of the upper curve. But you can see it mostly on the lower right part of the mint mark. Nice RPM. Nice lamination peel going on right across the face, too. So you've got a lamination peel with a struck through. This is a struck through right here. Struck through a little ball of grime or grease or something. Then you've got a die gouge running through the L. You've got a struck through. You've got a lamb peel, and you've got an RPM. So there's not a whole lot more you could ask for. Not a whole lot you could ask for. Yeah, I can read part of your message, Randy, and what I'm seeing is about floaters. This is not floaters. Floaters are different. I've got floaters too. I can see floaters as well sometimes. But this is actually loss of vision completely. It's like I go blind and then slowly my vision comes back. So far, I'm still blind, and I think it's because I'm continuing to do this show through it. But I've only got a couple of coins left. When I finish those couple of coins, then I'll be done looking. And perhaps I can just shut my eyes and let it go away and then come back as soon as possible. Here's Malcolm, second to the last coin in the roll. Let's see what happens. Well, we have a nothing for Malcolm, unfortunately. Is this that one that was the little double die on the T? No, it's not. Not it. And the last coin in the roll goes to Deanne. Let's take a look and see what Deanne gets. Hopefully it's a nice RPM. Let's finish off. Oh, yes, and we do. We finish off with a nice RPM. That's the same as the last RPM I pulled. I don't remember who got that one, but this one is a nice one as well. Same thing. Slightly better coin. Okay. Well, that's it for this roll. Here's what I've got. Preliminarily being a keyword here, I have, it looks like it's going to be about 40 normal coins. Roughly 40 normal coins. And then we have these RPMs. There's 50, 47, 45, 27, 11, 9, and 15. These are all RPMs. Now there is this one coin that could possibly be a double die. It's number 37 going to Mike Birchman. We're going to have to take a look and see that whether this is repeated in the roll more times. But in addition to that, we're going to have to check it really closely to be sure it is a double die. It does look like one to me, but I'm not completely sure, especially since I'm 3/4 blind right now. So I appreciate it, folks. I'm looking for my vision to clear up, and I'll be back as soon as it does. I'll talk to you guys later.